Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. So glad you're here. Scotty G joins me on today's show, and we tackle some great listener questions. We get through a bunch of them today. We get a great question about the best Disney cruise to go on for a family with a 13 and an 11-year-old child. It's going to be their first Disney cruise, so what ship and itinerary would you take? We had some ideas on that. We also give some great quick service dining recommendations for a Disneyland trip here next month. We also talk about DCA rope dropping recommendations. Where do you go first when you hit DCA? Early in the morning, right at rope drop. We also give some advice for 4th of July at Walt Disney World if you want to make it to the fireworks, even in the heat of Florida. This and much more coming your way on today's show. Don't forget, today's podcast always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, or Adventures by Disney vacation for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Click through that anytime you do your online shopping. It supports the show every time. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make the show possible, so I cannot thank you enough for that. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2699 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from beourguestpodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having a great week, and thank you so much for dropping in for another episode of the Be Our Guest Podcast. Today, you're in for a treat because it's a Mike and Scott show. That's right, Ricky and Pam are out enjoying life at the Disney destinations, having a good old time. And Scott and Mike are here keeping things real. That's what we do. We're going to have a good time talking Disney, answering your listener questions today. We have a crew I can already see tuned in live as we do a European special. We're recording live not only early in the afternoon, but on a national holiday. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. And thanks to, everybody, again, appreciating everybody who has served and given the ultimate sacrifice to our country. We appreciate those folks who, did that so that we can have a great country here in the States. So we are here. We're going to have a great time answering those listener questions. Scotty G, it's almost like a Sunday night on a Monday as we record live, and we're putting the show out here on a Wednesday. I don't know what day of the week it is, but how are things up in East Lansing, Michigan today?
Going pretty well. The weather is nice. The sun is shining. That's always a plus because we've had the cloudiest May. I feel like, the Temptation said I got sunshine on a cloudy day. It feels like the month of May. It has not felt like May. This year it has been so cloudy and rainy and cold, but enjoying those last few days of May while we're getting some nice weather now.
Oh, dude, you're referencing my girl on the week that your girl graduates.
I know.
High school. So tomorrow's the big graduation for you guys as the show releases, and then the big parties on this weekend, right?
It is, absolutely. So yeah, it's crazy that the graduation day is tomorrow. She graduates at the Breslin Center, where Michigan State men's and women's play basketball. Got some volleyball, all sorts of great events there at the Breslin Center, and now Emily's going to be graduating as the valedictorian too of the school, which is pretty spectacular. So what a day it's going to be.
So on Friday, we're going to do what I call the Everything Walt Disney World, or the Everything podcast show. We're going to do a little hot takes over under the drop one out of the three. We're just going to kind of do all the game shows that we do kind of all in one on a quick Friday show because we're just hanging out on a holiday as we record this podcast. But let me ask you this, over under the chances that you choke up at the graduation with not only your daughter's graduating, but I mean, your daughter's graduating as the valedictorian, getting up there, cap and gown, delivering the address to her peers. I mean, dude,
So she won't do the address.
oh, she won't. Okay, she won't.
No.
That's how
So
it works. I don't even know how
they
this
kinda
works. Okay, how's
yeah,
it
so
work?
they kind of do like an audition. It's usually like the popular people that do the at our school.
Is it
So
really? I don't even
and
know how it works.
yeah,
Okay.
and that was not her scene. And I'll say like her school is so competitive. There's actually like I think 16 valedictorians. It's basically anyone
Jeez.
that carried a perfect 4.0, and like it's competitive. I mean, everyone's doing AP classes, going to Michigan State doing classes and stuff too. So it's like the like top students, and they just carried it out the whole time in high school. So I think there's 16 of them, which is crazy. I mean, it's still
Oh,
awesome.
absolutely.
company to
And,
be
and
in,
thank
but
God
yeah.
16 people aren't giving speeches. I mean,
Yeah.
that'd be ridiculous. Like,
Right. So I
long.
think they kind of have like the student council do the speeches. It's interesting. Like they do an audition process and all this. And Emily was like, "Nah, I don't want to do that,"
Well, okay.
which is fair.
Period. But I mean, what are the over under that you're not crying at the Saturday at the Breslin Center? I mean, it's
I mean,
gonna
Thursday
happen,
at the
dude.
Breslin Center. Absolutely, I will
Thursday.
be.
Sorry, dude, I got the days all mixed
Yeah.
up, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you're crying this week, right? I mean, period.
I'll be crying. I'll be crying. I kind of did at the they did the senior send off, which was kind of cool, where they went to their elementary school in their cap and gown and walked around. And they went through the both middle schools, and then
Mhm.
all the high schoolers were in the football stadium cheering them as they went through a
I saw
tunnel through the
that.
teachers. Then they did this cool thing on the field, and then the parents made a tunnel for them
Where they
to
kind of
walk through.
ran. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I
jog.
just kind of lost them when the kids were running, like with the parents clapping them on. It was a cool moment for sure.
Dude.
But so I will. I mean, it's got to be at least like 9.5 over.
Dude, you're so done. You're so done. I'm so excited for you guys.
And you get to do it next year. I'll be
Dude.
experienced. I mean, you've done this with Paige, but now like this is like like your baby, your last one, so it's gonna. Yeah, I know it's gonna be rough for you.
But see, like they're so far apart, right? They're 11 years apart. Like I forgot everything, right? I mean, I remember.
Now you got to relearn.
I know, like I mean, dude, I remember going to like Paige's Mizzou graduation not that long ago. I mean, that was a long time ago. That was college. In like her high school graduation and like her senior soccer game where you go out in the soccer field and. Oh, dude, I'm not ready for this again. It's trauma.
Yeah.
I can't.
Well, if you have a question, just call me. I would have just been living it. And you've heard so many of my stories throughout this past year. So,
oh, dude, and I'm a crier, dude. I couldn't even watch Wishes or Happily Ever After at Walt Disney World without, dude, choking.
I know.
Up,
Well, we're getting like the open house boards and pictures, and we're just, oh my gosh, like just the era that we live in. Like my mom took a lot of photos, but my gosh, Liz just barely trimmed the surface of photos, and she printed over 800 photos this weekend to have printed at Walgreens. And that's not even like a fraction of the photos that we have.
And Liz is like a super like scrapbooker, like she's got the Cricut and all that stuff. Like she's great at that stuff, right? I mean, that's her jam. That's
I
like
know,
her
so
wheelhouse.
it's gonna be fun, but I know she's got a busy week creating all that. That's what they're doing right now as we talk. But we're here to answer listener questions.
We should.
But I don't need to cry and be on this
I know, dude.
podcast already.
I
The
know,
graduation
I
hasn't even
know.
happened yet.
I know, and then we're gonna celebrate on the Disney Magic here in just about a month. Can you believe it's almost here? Like it's around the next month. I mean, it's around
excited.
the corner.
I'm so ready.
All right, so we have a question here from our good friend Richard out in North Carolina. Goes by
Richard.
Pirate. I'm trying to get back to it here. Where is it? And anyway, he was asking. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It was about quick service dining. Oh, here it is. Sorry, we got all the conversations. You started talking about graduation. All the conversation was going with that. What are your Disneyland quick service must dos? They're heading out to Disneyland in July. So what would you say? Lead us off. Quick service.
I mean, my
must-dos.
number one always is I'm gonna say it wrong. It's Rancho del.
I say Zocalo, but I mean
Zocalo.
Pam
Yeah, that
says,
works for me.
Pam says it a different way. She says Zocalo or something, but I don't
I say
know.
Zocalo too. So
Who knows?
I love that spot. And you can grab a great table just looking over at Big Thunder. I love the menu. It's for like a quick service in like a Southern California. It just feels like it's some really nice, authentic Mexican food for just like a counter service. So highly recommend that. I think it's awesome there.
I agree. That's probably my top. Also, Red Rose Tavern at Disneyland back in Fantasyland. God, I love that place. It's got
Hungry Bear is like my close second.
Yep.
And got confirmation from a friend on Instagram that my Hungry Bear statue is still there. So that's good to hear.
It is. Yes, it is. It's the guy holding the like tray. Yeah. So those are good ones. I also love the the place right next to Soren for a quick. It's nothing fancy, but like a quick protein
That
breakfast.
Aviator place, or
Yeah,
that's
it's
really
like a
good.
hangar kind of place right there before you're going to Soren on the right. I go in there and get the like breakfast
So
burrito.
Flo's used to be my go-to at Grand Californian, but I feel like over the last few years it's gone down a little bit. Like I loved rope dropping, Radiator Springs, doing a couple things, and going to Flo's for breakfast, and then just watch the race cars go by. That was one of my all-time favorite things to do. I think it's still great to do, but I think the menu is just not quite as it used to be.
Yeah, man. So many good quick service places at Disneyland. I mean, you can't go wrong. It's a good place. All right, our good friend Shaggy over in Scotland also goes by Mohawk and also goes by Graham. What would you recommend for a Magic Kingdom / Seven Seas Lagoon area pre-party meal, quick service or otherwise? So I think he's going to, I'm pretty positive, he's going to the Halloween party later this fall. So a pre-party meal, and again, I told the story last week of the pirate who got up on the table one time at Kona, and that was the most awesome thing I ever saw at Walt Disney World before a Halloween party I went to. Really, I mean, anything on the monorail loop works. Anything. Like a Geyser Point, Steakhouse 71, Kona, Captain Cook's, Grand Flow Cafe.
Gasparilla is a go-to of mine. I really enjoyed their counter service over the last few years, and just that's always kind of like my go-to if you want to take a midday break too, right? Take the boat over. I know this is pre-party meal, so I like that option. Or I also enjoy, I like Steakhouse 71 as a go-to before the party, because then you can just walk over there, right? Pretty easy to get over to the party, and it's fun being in the resorts before the party if you're in costumes. The servers love it. Everyone like interacts with you, kind of like what you're talking about with the Kona thing. I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Vern, here on YouTube says Gasparilla's favorite of hers. I would keep kind of maybe Geyser Point in your back pocket if you got a really nice weather day. Whether if it's hot though, you're going to be outside the rest of the party. Find somewhere inside, especially if you're going pre-party, because it's going to be the heat of the afternoon.
So, Mike, get this. I'm in a situation that I feel like you've been in recently with like Paige, that I'm going to be in with Emily, being a college student now. So I had all these plans. So we're going to Wine and Dine. It's when Wine and Dine falls on Emily's 18th birthday. So I was like, sweet, we'll go down there for her 18th birthday. Not thinking about college, because like it was always easy, right? To just pull her out of high school. I mean, not always easy, but like, she could make up the work. She's the valedictorian. She got it done, right? That's always a side note. Like I always joke, like,
yeah, she's good.
My daughter's a great example of like just hard work pays off. Like she missed so many days from Disney trips and all that, but you know what? She got home, she cranked out the work, she got it done first in her class. Anyway, but like, yeah, it's gonna be hard to pull her out of college. So I had all these plans for her for Wine and Dine, and I don't know if she's gonna be able to go. She's on the reservation. She's got Run Disney registration.
Oof,
but the thing is, like, if she auditions for the Michigan band and makes it, like a lot of her Saturdays are shot, and that weekend happens to be the weekend where Michigan plays in East Lansing against Michigan State.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, dude, you can't. That's my plans in the fall. Just can't happen anymore.
I know.
Yeah,
so we're gonna miss that game. I'm gonna at least miss it because I'm registered, but. Yeah, like Michigan always travels for that game too. So if she's in the band, she's not going. So then like that messes up like a lot of things. Like the Halloween party is where I was getting at. Like, do I buy tickets for the Halloween party and how many do I get? Is it just me and Liz? So like I'm on the fence right now because I don't know what our traveling party is going to look like for that trip. It's kind of tricky.
What I say in that situation is you're already like 4 feet deep into the commitment. Dude, don't dig the hole any deeper at this point.
Yeah.
Like you're
just
going already, dude, but don't I wouldn't buy any more. Like,
yeah, because like I don't want to buy party tickets for me and Liz if Emily ends up not coming. Be like, all right, see you, have fun. It's your 18th birthday. We're gonna go party without you.
Yeah, no.
Man.
All right, let's go to the inbox. Then I see you, Sean, over on Facebook. We're gonna get to your question too. Robin's got a question. Hey, Mike and BOGB crew. I hope everyone and their families are doing well. At first, I want to apologize for calling the monorail the train when I called it on Mother's Day. We called it the train so our son would understand the monorail is a similar form of transportation to the subway here in New York City. Silly thing to apologize, but over here I still give a face palm. Anyway.
Yeah, no need to apologize for that.
Dude, a monorail, train, we're all good. We're all family. Anywho, my husband wants to plan a trip to see the Hoover Dam in 2033. I don't know why he picked that year, she says, and drive to Disneyland from there. Is it too early to make preliminary plans for Disneyland? I know you can't book anything. I know we still can't book anything. And there is no way of knowing what offers there might be, but I'm excited because it's our first time. Hoping to plan for the end of August to see Disneyland with Halloween decoration and overlays. Thank you so much for your time. Wishing everyone a spectacular day. Warm wishes as the brownie on top of the sundae at the plaza. Robin from Queens, New York. You know, I know 2020 or 2033. Yeah, that's kind of a long way off.
Even Shaggy Mohawk doesn't plan that far in advance.
I mean, the very diehard Disney fans plan that far in advance. But you know what we call that is blue sky at this point. But you know, that's one of those things, like you can't do firm plans, but you can start to like look at trends. You know, you kind of just start to see, like you said, like, well, I mean, Halloween plans, but nothing will be set in stone for years. But you start to see like what hotel might I want to stay at, and you know what kind of things might I want to do. But yeah, you know, you can't make definite plans, but you can start to.
You can think about how many days you want. That there's things you want, other things you want to do in Southern California, like with the Dodgers game and things like that. So you can try to sprinkle in some of those things too. But yeah, I would just start with a hotel and spend 8 years researching and looking at videos, and yeah, it's gonna be all. I just think about how different Disneyland might be in 8 years.
Because you're doing the Disneyland Forward plan, right? They just started that. I mean, you might actually see in 2033, you might actually start to see something.
I was like, oh yeah, maybe the 75th anniversary would still be going on, but no, it wouldn't. I think the 75th would be over still by then, because I mean, I know they do like 2 years of planning, so even the 75th would be done by then. It's kind of crazy.
That is nuts. But yeah, I mean, I like a person with a plan, and you definitely have it. So there you go. All right, Sean back on Facebook says, "What's up, Mike and Scotty G? Question for you. I put together a 40-slide PowerPoint presentation for my wife and my friends on why to take a Disney cruise, and it worked. Shout out.
Well done.
While my wife and I have been on the Dream and the Wish twice each and the Fantasy once, it'll be their first time taking a Disney cruise. What ship would you recommend for us to take them on? Their boys will be 13 and 11 when we decide to sail. Thanks."
I think I already know the answer.
All right.
When you said 13 and 11-year-old boys, right? Yep. It's got to be the Treasure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you can swing, I mean, financially, right? I mean, because the Treasure only does 7-night cruises. So that's going to be on the more expensive
Yeah, I wasn't
side.
thinking about the budget. I'm sure the budget was part of that 40 slide.
That's a budget thing. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're just going to start off with the more expensive side of cruising there because you got a 7-night minimum. But yeah, the one thing you might think of, I mean, if you're a Marvel fan, you could look at the Destiny out of Fort Lauderdale, which is going to be more Marvel themed. And those are 5-night cruises. And because they're out of Lauderdale, they're a little bit more affordable. You could look at that. And 13, 11-year-old boys might be Marvel fans. I don't know. That could be something to look at.
I think so.
But, you know, I think you and I think we're both kind of that fantasy Dream fan. I think they're kind of the great layout. They've got a lot
that's my
going
favorite.
on.
I only said the different one because I think Sean said they did the fantasy and the Dream a couple times already. But hands down, the Dream is my favorite ship. And I think it's just because I've done it the most. You know what I mean? But I mean, you can't go wrong, but yeah, I would, because the fantasy has some interesting like itineraries too. Like they're even doing like some 5-nighters now, I want to say, right? So
yeah, they're flex ships because right now the fantasy's in Europe, but
yeah,
you know, just look and see what you have the opportunity to book. But in general, and I know you, like you said, you've sailed it, but I think for a first timer, and again, we're looking at the families that's going to be the first timers. The Dream and the Fantasy to me flow the best of all the Disney Cruise Line ships, and they have the most to offer. I mean, I think that they're going to, especially for 13 and 11-year-old kids, they're going to have the most to do. They're the perfect size. They just again.
I just think about that Hero Zone, like on the Wish class.
It does have that. The Hero Zone rocks. I mean, that is definitely, yeah. If you could swing that, and again, maybe for a first time cruiser, the Wish works. I mean,
yeah, because the 7-night could be too much for a first time cruiser.
I mean,
too, right?
dip your toes in the water with a 4-night on the Wish. You know, like that's a good first. Yeah, I'm just. You know, the Wish is, I mean, I'll be honest, the Wish is not my favorite ship, but it's aesthetics for me too, a lot. Like, because I love the Treasure, and they're the same ship, just kind of painted differently, just themed differently, right? The Treasure's more very dark, and but I mean the nuts and bolts of the ships are the same. I mean, it's both got the hero zone, and they're just the things are called differently. But I like the Haunted Mansion parlor versus the Star Wars because it's more heavily themed, and I like Periscope Pub compared to not Ale and Compass, but Keg and Compass. Keg and Compass is fine, but like the Wish is more like it's more like princessy. It's more like white and bright, and I like the dark of the Treasure. Plus, the Treasure does 7-night cruises, which I prefer. I don't know. You're right though.
We didn't say the Magic or the Wonder, so stay away from like the original classics, maybe.
I'm getting ready to sell the Magic, dude. And I could not be more excited to go on the Magic.
I think the layout of the Dream and Fantasy is so good and works for everybody. And I love like the main dining selections there are really good too. So I'm kind of leaning towards maybe the Fantasy.
Yeah. I just think the Dream and the Fantasy are kind of right down the middle at this point in the Disney Cruise Line fleet, and I think that gives you a good value. But again, the Destiny is kind of that outlier, right? Because Lauderdale gives you kind of a discount because Port Canaveral is kind of a premium for the ports because of that Walt Disney World connection there. You're paying a little bit more to sail out of Canaveral, I think, at this point, where I think they're giving you kind of a little bit of a discount when you sail out of Lauderdale because you don't get that Walt Disney World connection with that port. So you get a little bit of a cheaper cruise there. 5-night cruise is a little bit cheaper than a 7, but you're getting a brand new ship, and you got that Marvel twist for families that like that superhero kind of thing. So maybe look at Destiny sailings.
You're selling me here, Mike.
I mean, I'm not a Marvel fan. I mean, the Destiny doesn't look like it's going to be my jam, but I'm a little bit curious. I think it's going to be a good value cruise. I really think so. It's definitely going to be a different type ship. The restaurants are different. You got the Lion King kind of twist to it. I don't know if it's gonna be my ship.
I think it just kind of depends on if you want to do like a 4, 5 or 7. I would try to stay away from the 3 if you can.
Yeah,
just so that you can.
And the Destiny's gonna have a lot of 5-night sailings, which I think a 5-night sailing is a good length. Like I'm excited we're doing a 5-night sailing because it's like I wish it was 7, but I mean 5-night is great for people that got to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can't take a ton of time off, but a 5-night it's a good length. You don't have to take a ton of time off of work, but you can still be, not rushed off the ship. So I'll look at that. Sure. Like the Dream, the Fantasy, or possibly the Destiny. All right, let's go with Helen's question over the inbox. Hello. I'm making a quick visit to Florida to get a Disney fix. The first day, I'll be going to Epcot with my daughter. She has to fly out for work the next morning, and I have one day to myself to go to Walt Disney World. I have an annual pass, so park hopping is not an issue. I just don't know where to begin. What would you do if you had one day to yourself with no time or ticket constraints? Thanks, Helen. So, Scott, like say you're down there, you get one day, you have your AP, but you have like one day just to do whatever you want with that AP. What are you going to do? I've been in this situation before.
You might not like my answer, but I think I'm going to go to Animal Kingdom.
Nice.
Because I think there's so many things that like cool like pathways, like with the animals, that sometimes you might skip when you have others with you because they're focusing on getting all the attractions and rides done. Like I love those animal exhibits. Go to Rafiki's Planet Watch. Just kind of take your time and walk around and just take in the beauty that's Animal Kingdom. That's kind of where I would like to at least start my day. I'll probably park hop at some point, but that's definitely where I'm going to start and just take my time at Animal Kingdom.
And the thing is, too, Helen, is that it is shocking how fast you can get things done when you're solo. So just like, Scott's favorite park is Animal Kingdom. I would probably be drawn to doing like a Magic Kingdom / Epcot split. That's kind of my jam. And I'm a counter service guy, right? I would probably, have breakfast somewhere at the Magic Kingdom, or maybe I'd start at Epcot because I want breakfast there or whatever. Maybe I'd have dinner at Beer Garden because I like that. It's kind of, and it's weird that I like to go there solo, but I would just go around and, have my meals like where I want to have meals, but then just do attractions around there. If it's busy, I do it. If it's not, I don't. I do the land. I would do Spaceship Earth, and I just hit things as I go and just kind of meander. That's the thing is like I wouldn't rush because as an AP holder, and you had the day before with your daughter, you've probably done a lot of the stuff you want to do anyway. But I think the joy of those kind of days is just discovery and just chilling and, going through stores. And it's,
maybe doing a tour even one of those days.
I have done that too. Yeah, I have done that too. And, going through adjacent resorts too. Just kind of, there is a freedom to it, but you get so much done so quickly because you're solo that you can do a lot more than you think. But if you don't want to like be like a man on a mission because you wear yourself
I think
out.
I want to take my time and be slow with it. That's why I picked Animal Kingdom, like just those exhibits that you can go to, great counter service, great meals, and if you want to partake in a cocktail too, you can do that there. Great options there. So I don't think you can go wrong, honestly.
I'd also say like in places like Epcot, like see the live entertainment. Like if there's something happening in American Gardens Theater, sit down and watch a show. They're not that long, they're like 20 minutes. Like if there's a festival going on, like Flower and Garden, Food and Wine, whatever. Watch the shows, or if that dude with the whistles doing this thing in Italy, watch him. He's
Sergio.
fun. Yeah, Kim got to see him the other day. She said in the Discord backstage, and she said didn't talk backstage. I'm like, dude, I love that.
He's always on.
I love that. I said, did he blow the whistle at you? She didn't answer. I was like, come on. I hope he did. All right, Paul's got a question about the Disney cruise. He says, my wife and I have a cruise question. We're looking at doing the 7-night Eastern Caribbean cruise on the Disney Treasure from September 12th to the 19th, 2026. It'll be us and our kids that are 5 and 2 at the time. What's the difference between the deluxe Ocean View stateroom and the deluxe family Ocean View stateroom? Is the family version really worth the extra money? Love the show. Thanks, Paul. So
that's all you, Mike.
Dude, that's super simple too. It's size. That's the only when you see the word family, it'll sleep 5. It's bigger and it's got an extra berth. So whenever you see the word family, so if you see like a deluxe family Ocean View stateroom with a veranda or a deluxe family Ocean View, that means it'll have an extra berth and it's a bigger stateroom. So that's it. So do you want to pay for, and you can book it as a family of 4. That just means you're going to have a bigger stateroom, more space. So happy wife, happy life kind of thing. A lot of times in these cases, is it worth it? That's a value proposition. I think with 4 and kids are 5 and 2, you're going to be fine without the family because Disney Cruise Line staterooms are pretty efficient. I would save the money. Wouldn't you, Scott?
I don't think I've ever booked a family one, honestly. I mean, we're a family of 3, but I mean, we got a teenager, and it can get kind of crowded in there. I know for your family, Mike, you have to get the family because like with like 2 adult children, basically, it can get kind of crowded in there. So I think they're fine not doing the family one, and maybe just something to upgrade to in the future when you do more cruises.
Yeah, I mean, we sailed in the deluxe family. We did the family Ocean View. Well, because we had originally had 5 on the reservation when we did the fantasy for the 7-nighter. But remember, Paige didn't go, and then we added our niece and all that last summer. And that was a nice big stateroom, but it was also 2 16-year-olds and my wife and I, and it was great. But we could have done 5 in there. But yeah, we could. I think you're still fine with 4 not even a family. Like, but I'm not real claustrophobic or anything. My wife.
I mean, they're comfortable staterooms. They're designed well, for that.
But there's not a huge price increase either. I mean, you got to just kind of do the math. Like, what's it worth? Like, how do you want to allot your pile of money? Like, your buckets. Like, do you want to put it in to have a little bit more space in your room, or do you want to do an extra few tastings on the cruise, or do a few extra excursions, or how do you want to do it? And maybe an extra night at Walt Disney World after, something like that. So. All right, Tony's got a question. He's tuned in on Facebook. Headed to the world for the 4th with our twin 1.5-year-old twins. We are pretty seasoned with Disney, but have never been for a holiday. Crowds with summer heat look low currently. Should we still anticipate getting to the parks early? Kind of rope drop, he says. Or do you think the parks will be low most of the day? We are AP holders. What do you think?
I'll be there the same day. I will be at Epcot on 4th of July, which is where I tend to go to. So it's kind of been a theory of mine the last few years. I feel like the summer crowds are kind of low. It kind of tends to happen. Like you see that dip after 4th of July. I think people kind of come down for that. And like it's over like a weekend this year too. So you might see a little bit more people there, but depends on where you're going, Tony. If your plan is to hang out at Epcot, like I don't think it's going to be a problem crowd wise. It can hold so many people. Magic Kingdom might be the one where you need to worry about with, them filling to capacity, which I honestly don't think will happen over 4th of July. Yeah. But I would still get there early just because of what you're talking about with the heat. It will be hot. It gets so hot. So get there early, rope drop, have a great time. And like kind of like that strategy we always talk about works so great in the summer. Then just chill out, take a break in the middle of the day and don't come back till it's late. Because if, fireworks, 4th of July, you're probably going to stay up a little bit later I think the kids were kind of young, right? Like one
Yeah,
and a
they're
half year
one
olds.
and
So
a
I don't
half.
even know if fireworks is on the agenda or not, but if they are, definitely come back later in the day so you have some energy so they can watch those tremendous fireworks shows.
Yeah, that's kind of the goal. Like, if you're trying to see the 4th of July fireworks, like I'm guessing you might want to see, they are awesome. Like, especially if you want to see them over at Epcot, you're fine. Like, go to the park at like 5 or 6. And, we've always done this. We just schedule an 8. If you can still grab an ADR somewhere in World Showcase around 5 or 6. And for some reason, we always got one in France. We've always had, like, I don't know why. We always eat at Le Chefs de France.
Always did.
On the 4th of
And
July.
last year I was actually in France for 4th of July.
Yeah, exactly. What's up with that? I know, but we've many times had dinner at Le Chefs de France and then popped out like after a 90-minute meal in the air conditioning when it's blazing hot. And then we just kind of chill out in World Showcase and then watch the fireworks. It's a great night. And it's well done. But if you could get an ADR somewhere in World Showcase and then pop out, get your spot for the fireworks, it's beautiful. But you don't have to be, there's no way you want to be in Epcot all day and then try to make the fireworks. It's that you don't have to, and there's no way you don't
And
want
Tony's
to.
saying that they should be making the fireworks. So it depends on which one you want to do. So we keep saying Epcot because that's what me and Mike love to do. Magic Kingdom, I believe the studios even does a fireworks show on 4th of July, even some years. So, and with the young ones, maybe Magic Kingdom is more where you're heading. But kind of the same strategy. Like, I think it'll be fine if you show up at 5 or 6, even for Magic Kingdom. But I like getting the ADR is a great strategy. So you have a place to sit down, get some air conditioning, relax for a little bit before the big show begins.
Yeah, and I can't remember. We're so old, but like 1.5-year-olds, like could they fall asleep like in the stroller at dinner, or hit them with some cold air? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have dinner at like 5 o'clock, they knock out like while they're having dinner and like they kind of recharge. I don't know. Keep you having to go back to the hotel because even if you went back to the hotel at noon, like another second nap, that'd be good. I'd take one.
I'd take one of those.
All right, Lisa's got a question in the inbox. Hey, Mike, Ricky, Pam, and Scott, I have 2 Animal Kingdom related questions for you. This Scotty's here, right? It's perfect. My first question has to do with joining the wait list at Nomad Lounge. I know that most people try to join the wait list around the time Nomad Lounge opens. However, I was hoping to get a table on a day we enter the park later in the afternoon. What do you think our chances are of being able to get a table if we try to join the wait list around 2 or 3 o'clock? Also, we are staying one night only at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. Is it worth it to take the time to do the Starlight Safari on the only evening we're there, or should we just enjoy the included amenities the hotel has to offer? Thanks for all you do. Lisa's up in Buffalo. So first of all, what do you think about trying to get on that wait list mid-afternoon?
I like the strategy. I would just say, like, with all wait lists, I feel like just be patient. And look often. So sometimes like those things refresh and change so often. So you might feel a little discouraged where it says nothing available, but refresh constantly. I know it's the worst kind of always being on your phone on vacation, but if you keep refreshing and looking at it, you may see things pop up. I've seen that happen many times before. So I'd say go for it. I think your chances would be pretty good. You just got to have pack a little patience with it.
I agree. I mean, just definitely keep checking because things do pop up and boom, you get it and you're in. Now, the Starlight Safari question, I would say you're asking about it, so it's something you're curious about doing. And I know you only have one night at Animal Kingdom Lodge, but I would say go for it. Everybody that does that experience loves it. And while Animal Kingdom Lodge itself does have a lot to offer, I think you would enjoy that tour. I would say it's one of those things too. I'm kind of the kind of person that says, like, if it's available and it's easy to book, then it was kind of meant to be. But if it's not available, then I'm just going to enjoy the resort. Like, I would just go and see if it's there. If it's like at the right time and it's easy to book, okay, I was supposed to do it. But if I see it and it's like, oh, well, it was available that one night that I have it, then okay, I'm not going to sweat it. I'm just going to enjoy I'm in Animal Kingdom Lodge anyway. I'm going to just, maybe use the night vision goggles and maybe schedule a meal at Boma that night and go to the pool afterwards. And that's a great night too. That's kind of how Scott, what would you say to that?
Yeah, I see both. I mean, you made a great argument for that, but when I always write down the questions as we get them. I said, stay at the lodge. Don't just do like enjoy what the lodge offers for you. But to your point, Mike, if they're asking about it, it probably is on the radar a little bit, right? So like if that's something that's really important to you, go for it. But I love Animal Kingdom Lodge. You got Jambo and Kidani, and there's even like a shuttle that you can take between the two to like visit both of those. And I think they have incredible things to offer. And depends on what you're doing, right? There's like activities throughout the day. There's like tours you can do. You can do like an art tour and things like that. So I would say really take advantage of those. But again, it just depends on how highly you rate
Yeah.
that experience on your list.
And I mean, that's both what Jason and Veronica tuned in on YouTube are saying the exact same thing. Like, there's so many things to do, both at Kidani and Jumbo House, cultural activities, great pools, great bars, great dining. I mean, there's so much to do. Like, you're fine. But, my only thing is, like, you brought it up. So it must be something that you were super maybe excited about, curious about. So I would just, my philosophy would just be like, if it's like right there for you and it's like the right time, like it's just like it was meant to be, grab it, like it's that. But if it's not, then don't sweat it. Like, it wasn't meant to be. Like, you're in a great spot already. Like, you've got a great night. You're going to have a great day. So that's kind of how I roll with things like that. Oh man, it was just meant to be then. Okay, well then I got it. But if I didn't, okay, well then I wasn't supposed to do it. That's kind of how I look at things like that.
Either way, you're gonna have a great time.
Exactly. Like, you can't lose. This one was like, you can't lose situations. It's kind of it. All right, Jen has a question. The better half of Len, our good friend out in Maryland, Sparty, says, Mike, Pam, Ricky, and Scott, Len and I are beginning to plan a trip for May of 2026. And all of our visits, for a variety of reasons, we've never gotten a dining plan. We're thinking about it for this trip. We won't be traveling with the grandkids, so the special sale for 2026 plans won't affect us. Also, we don't drink alcohol, so the included drinks doesn't mean much to us. However, a signature dining meal is a possibility. So my questions are, is it worth it? Or how do we get full value out of it? And 2, how does tipping work at the table service meals? Thanks for your help. We love the shows and all the advice. Jen from Maryland. So is it worth it? And how do we get full value out of it? I get this question a lot. My best advice is, if you get the dining plan, it could definitely be worth it. I mean, we talk about this a lot. If you go to character, especially if you have kids, I mean, that's the first thing, which you guys won't, but if you have kids, it definitely does. If you go to character meals, that's where it sings. It does sing on character meals. If you get alcohol, it definitely sings there too, which you're not going to. The biggest thing, the advice I give to my guests at the Magic for Less is never, and this is just common sense, never leave Walt Disney World with unused credits, because it's a credit-based system. You get credits, and you could use that. You could exhaust all of your credits by the end of your second night of a 7-night stay. You don't have to use them like a credit a day, or 3 credits a day, 3 credits a day. That's how I used to think the system worked when I first started going to Walt Disney World. I thought, well, you get, like 1 table service meal a day. No, I mean, I could use them all. You could use them all like up front and then be done. Just make sure you use every credit to its full advantage. I know Len and Jen are wise travelers at Walt Disney World. Don't use your credits on things that don't make sense. Like, if you see something as a very inexpensive counter service or a snack thing, pay out of pocket for that. And if you see like, oh, this is a really expensive meal at a signature place, use it for that. Or, you just got to kind of look at the menus and see like, this is going to make sense, and just look at the prices and stuff. Like, if you're a savvy traveler, you can get good value out of the dining plan. Scott, what do you think? I mean, you got any thoughts for Len and Jen?
Yeah, I mean, you said some good stuff there. The character meals are where the value is, 100%. We used to do the dining plan a lot. We actually did the deluxe dining plan back in the day on our first 2 trips. It was crazy. I would stay away from the signature meals. I think that's actually an awful use of a credit, because it's 2 credits for the signature, and I don't think the signatures are double what you would pay like at another restaurant a lot of the time. So like, I always pick signatures out of pocket, and this is kind of why I don't do the dining plan that much. Because sadly, Walt Disney World got me hooked. I think it was the deluxe dining plan from those first 2 trips we did. Like, I just love the signature restaurants, so I don't do the dining plan because I don't find good value in when they take 2 credits away from that for one of those meals. But yeah, so if you're not thinking signature, which you said you were, like, I would pay for those out of pocket. But I think you might just be better off kind of like just keeping that money off to the side, maybe like saving it, putting it towards a gift card or something, and then just kind of using that as a way to kind of have it like prepaid for in advance before your trip. That you might find some value there instead of doing the dining plan.
And tipping with the dining plan is super simple too. They'll just give you your bill just like always, and you could just sign and put the tip on your card just like always. I mean, back in, and now this is old. This is how old I am. Back in the day, the tip used to be included with the dining plan. It used to.
That's so crazy.
And every person at the table got their own appetizer.
So I
was
remember that too.
that
Yeah,
was
that-
ridiculous. The amount of food and the value of the dining plan was crazy. So every person at the table got their own appetizer, entree, and dessert, and the gratuity was included in your dining plan. It was ridiculous. It was such. I mean, it was a steal
so much.
back then.
Those first 2 trips, we spent 7 to 8 hours just dining each day.
I know, it was
because we were going to.
crazy.
That was when you got 3 table service credits a day plus 2 snacks per person. Oh my gosh! All we did was eat.
I know, and that's like, I mean, that's not really the goal of a Disney
I know.
trip, right? I mean, it was nuts. All right, let's
Dang,
get
did it get us hooked?
one last question. All right, so we have time. Whitney says, "Hey, Mike and crew, my family and I have a Disneyland trip planned for the end of July. We're seasoned Walt Disney World veterans, but have been to Disneyland once before and are super excited to go back. We're staying at the Disneyland Hotel, and we've already paid for park hoppers and Lightning Lane multipass every day. Go big or go home, right? Exactly. That's what I do exactly. Couple of questions. Number one, we're big rope drop people. I know the rope drop strategy for Disneyland Park is to go to Fantasyland. What would be your suggested rope drop strategy be for DCA? The way our park days work out, we have 3 early entry days at DCA and 1 at Disneyland. Should we forego early entry at DCA one of those days and just do regular entry at Disneyland? And 2, she has 2 questions. What's the best security checkpoint for us to use on our DCA days? The ones as you're going into downtown Disney from the resort area, or the one inside the Grand Californian? Are we allowed to use the one inside the Grand Californian as lowly Disneyland hotel guests? Thanks so much, Whitney. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about rope drop in DCA. Do you go? I mean, obviously, the big thing most people do is Radiator Springs, right? Do you get
That
into
and
that?
web slingers. Those are where, or like the Marvel Land kind of, because they might want to do Guardians out there too. I always go to Radiator Springs.
So
to
do
start
I.
my day.
I'm with the masses, man.
There's been times though, because we're lucky, we've been a lot where, and this is back in the good old California Screaming day before it was then Credit Coasters. We would go to California Screaming, and we would do it like 2 or 3 times in a row because everyone else was going everywhere else. And then my daughter loved like the silly Tiffany swings and all those like rides out there and Toy Story Mania. So we would just like, I felt like we had that land.
I was
to
gonna say,
ourselves.
those other like little carnival rides, you probably have those totally to yourself for like an hour.
Which could be fun, right?
Yeah.
So it depends on like the ages of your kids. You might actually really enjoy doing those and getting a jump start. Because I'll tell you, like the swings could sometimes be long because it's like a long loading ride.
Yeah, it's slow.
But yeah, so I actually really love going out there. And if you have the lightning lanes, if you're going to pay, because I think Radiators you still have to pay for. If you're going all in, like might as well pay for a lightning lane for Radiator Springs. So you could always rope drop that and then do your lightning lane later in the day. But I tell you, even rope dropping Radiator Springs, it's still like 45, 50 minutes some mornings. It's just that many people go there. So I like going back to Pixar Pier a little bit and just having it to myself.
That's a good thought. I mean, I always do get in the masses and get, I get in the mass, but I mean, you're right. Even if you do, sometimes it's 45 minutes immediately for Radiator Springs. Love that ride though. God, love that ride.
It's
Such
my
a good
best.
ride.
It's like the best Disney
That's the
ride.
best
It's so
ride.
good.
I just love Cars Land. I love Cars Land. And then when I stay at Disneyland Hotel too, like I just go through the same, just the regular.
I would too.
Right through downtown Disney, right by the big hat.
Yep, I would too. I think it'd almost be out of your way to go through Californian, because you got to go through the hotel and then go to the security point. And there might be some rules. I wish I could remember exactly. Like I think because you're on site at the Disneyland Hotel, you may be able to use that. But I'm not 100% sure because I think I've done it in the past because we've had like breakfast at Storytellers and then we've gone over and used their entryway, being a on-site hotel guest. But I would just go the normal way if you have no plans to go there first.
Yeah, because in the morning they have like 5 or 6 lanes going. And I wish Disneyland would get the Walt Disney World like security scanners. I don't know why they don't, but it is a little slower. But I mean, they do get you through there as fast as they can. So have fun. Oh,
it's gonna be a great trip. All those lightning lanes and park hoppers. It's gonna be a great time.
That's how you do it. Oh, so
and Fantasyland tip. You got to go Peter Pan or Alice in Wonderland. I always go Alice in Wonderland because it is the best attraction at Disneyland Park, in my opinion.
You do that first? See, I do.
I do that first. I do it first.
I know.
But if you want to do Peter Pan, you kind of have to do that first because it gets crazy later on in the day. Oh, and Dumbo too.
we're going to do hot takes on Friday's show, but I did Peter Pan for the very first time at Disneyland, my last trip when I was out there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I hadn't done it out there. Because, I mean, I'd done the World, but I was like, I had time, and I did it. I mean, it's the same ride. But I had never done it at Disneyland, so I was like, I got to do this. It's the OG. So
Classic.
It is. It was fun.
I love how the boarding is kind of cool because it's not like the ships aren't like slowly all moving at one time. It kind of like stops and then one person boards at a time, kind of a deal. It's kind of different. Yeah.
It was. And that's what that is kind of for a Walt Disney World person, like seeing those things, like those differences. Like, you can kind of nerd out. You're like, oh, that's different. All right.
Love it.
We're jumping out of here, but on Friday, we're going to have a mix-up of all the kind of game shows that we do throughout the year. We're going to do a little hot take. We're going to do a little over-under. We're going to do, I don't know. We're just going to throw a bunch of stuff in there. So be ready so we can have some discussion on Sunday night when you call in and on the Clubhouse over the weekend. So come on back. Lots of fun Disney talk on Friday's show. But until then, don't forget, we're here to help you get to your favorite Disney destination, whether it's Walt Disney World, Disneyland, sailing with Disney Cruise Line, even seeing the world with Adventures by Disney. The best part is no additional cost to you. So check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon when you do that online shopping. And thank you to our Patreon supporters. You guys keep us on the air. I cannot thank you enough for that. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd love to have you at patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Give us a follow on the social media at beourguestmike. I'm on x.com, Instagram, and Threads. Scott's in the same places at Epscott, EPSCOT. But the place you need to follow him is Must See Adventures on YouTube, the big channel, over 1,000 subscribers last week. You need to get us towards 2,000. Scott, we still hanging out in Hawaii this week. What's going on over on the channel?
Oh, we're going to be in Hawaii for a while now.
Good
now
stuff,
that we've
man.
made
It's good time to be in June.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a fun episode. We visit Pearl Harbor. We listen to the Okemos High School band perform. And I know 6-7 minutes of high school band music might be a lot to some people, but at the end of the day, these videos are still for me to look back on. So it's a cool memory seeing your kid perform with her friends at Pearl Harbor. Then Liz and I just hang out in Waikiki, tour some of the resorts, and have a nice meal to wrap up the day. It's a fun episode.
All right, so like and subscribe, Must See Adventures as you wrap up this show. It's a little 2-for-1 combo here on the Be Our Guest podcast. So come on over and like our, hey, while you're there on YouTube, we have a channel too, Be Our Guest podcast. Like and subscribe there too. We don't mind that. All right, and we'll have the live call-in show Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or Twitch. Tune in and then call in. I know we had some people didn't get in last Sunday night. We can only see one call at a time with the new system. So when one call drops, you give us a call and we'll get you if you're next. We'll do the best we can with that. But we love those calls. So much fun on Sunday nights. And join us 24/7 in the Clubhouse. It's our Discord server. We have so much fun over there. It's just it's like our cheers. We talk Disney, we talk sports, we talk life. Come on over. It's free for everybody. beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. All right, we're going to be back on Friday. Promise you, lots of fun Disney talk. We're just going to hang out and just kind of kick off the weekend with a little casual Disney talk. So for Scott, I'm Mike. Wishing you a great Wednesday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.